The NCAA tournament is now in its final steps of expanding the men's and women's basketball tournaments from 68 teams to 76 teams. Several Trojans became Projans this past Thursday at the NFL draft, with Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane finding new homes. And Elijah Arenas will be staying on the Must Bus as he makes his return back at the Galen Center for the 2026 season. All that and more coming up next, right here on Sports Scene. Welcome to Sports Scene. I'm Kyle Loke.
I'm Alana Morgan.
And I'm Nikki Thomas. The NCAA is set to expand March Madness to 76 teams.
As you mentioned, Nikki, the expansion from 68 to 76 teams has been in discussion for over a year and is set to begin for the 2027 tournament. Now, the tournament will feature 8 additional at-large bids, replacing the first 4, with a new 12-game 24-team opening round across 2 sites, Dayton, Ohio, and an additional site. Now, the changes are driven by growth of power conferences with added opportunities and a revenue helping cover the increased logistics and game operation costs. Now, USC women's basketball broadcaster Eli Kleinman has more on his thoughts.
I didn't think there needed to be a change. I mean, I think both on the women's side and the men's side, when you look at where the bubble was the past couple seasons, there are teams that miss the tournament just barely that don't need to be included in March Madness. The tournament was great as is. It didn't need more teams to make it better.
An expansion for next year's tournament would be the first expansion of the NCAA tournament since it went from 65 to 68 teams in 2011. Now I'm curious, Kyle, Nikki, how are you both feeling about the potential expansion? I don't really know how to feel. I'm honestly on the fence, so I'm
It's too many teams.
It's too many teams. Is it going to take away like the competitiveness? Like it's too many.
I mean, well, you look at the women's basketball tournament. A lot of people don't even really look at the first round until it really gets interesting. In comparison to the men's, a lot of people don't watch until the Sweet 16 because those are the top teams. I feel like with this, it's kind of forced. It's like, why are you adding more teams?
Yeah.
68 teams.
It down.
That's a lot. That is a lot of teams, and now it's 76. That's like almost 10 plus. For what reason? I don't know.
I mean, this is the thing in college sports. People are going to be upset so long as there's not objectivity. People are always going to feel snubbed, right? So long as there's not a system, right? We have these people deciding, oh, well, these people will be selected. These teams will be selected, right? There's not so much of a clear cut, oh, well, you lost this many quad 3 games or this many quad 4 games or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's not a clear cut system by which people feel like the selection process is objective. So it's always going to be, same with college football. If it's not objective, people will always complain, well, our team was snubbed.
Yeah, like you said, I don't know how to feel. It's a weird.
It's too many.
It's too
It's
many.
too much
It's
all
hard
at
to
once.
keep up. Can't even keep up anymore. Now, the NCAA is still finalizing media contracts with TV partners, which must be completed before formal approval votes.
USC women's water polo made a splash this weekend, winning its first national championship since 2021 in a tight win over the Cal Golden Bears. Cal kept things close, but the Trojans swam away with the trophy in a 10-9 victory. Ava Stryker and Emily Osmus led the team with 2 goals apiece, and Osmus was named the NCAA tournament MVP as USC limited the Golden Bears to single-digit scoring for only the 4th time this season. You know what time it is. We're going to send it over to Liam to break down some X's and O's. Liam, what you got?
What better way to end a season of Sports Scene than a national championship? And for the first time ever, X's and O's is headed to the water, so welcome back to X's and O's. Let's turn back the tide. I'm Liam Irvin. As always, let's break things down. Pacing is everything in water polo, especially in these big games, and USC absolutely dominated. You got to give credit to Cal. At the 5-meter line, they did a very good job contesting the centers, but what that did was open up the attack for USC. You're going to see a cross-pool pass right here to Ava Nepple. Watch how long this ball is in the air for Nepper. She catches it. Good rotation over by the goalie, Talia, but But you're going to see right here, there's one place you can put this ball. That's cross cage. Knepper realizes that, and she's going to tuck this one away, pacing the game for USC and controlling the offense. But Anna Reed was ultimately the star of this one. She saved a 5-meter earlier in the game. Woman down right here on the exclusion penalty, 6-on-5. Cal does a good job moving the ball around, but check out Anna Reed on this possession. Key on the goalkeeper right here. She rotates herself around, tracking the ball throughout. There's going to be a good chance right here, but watch. She's textbook goalkeeping, 2 meters out from the line, cutting off the angles. You're going to see cross-court, cross-cage attempts right here, and Reed is all over it. She sits right on the angles, understands her defense has her left side, and blocks off the right, arguably saving the national championship for USC. 7th national championship for SC Women's Water Polo, and the first under new head coach Casey Moon. That's all for this season of X's and O's. For everyone who watched and broke things down with us all year, I'm not going anywhere. Back to you, Nikki.
Thank you, Liam. What a fantastic season of X's and O's. Now, Anna Reed's 14 saves for USC were a career high, and Annenberg Media got to sit down with her. Let's take a closer look.
Hey everyone, my name is Min Nguyen, and today I'm here with USC women's goalie of the water polo team and now a national champion, Anna Reed. Anna, thank you so much for stopping by the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Just thinking back to, your first practice, your first workout, and now all these months later, you're a national champion. Is it kind of surreal just to think back to all the work that you and your teammates have put in?
Yeah, most of us have been playing for 12 years plus, and or even at least since freshman year in high school. And I think that work, that's where it started. And we had mentors, and we learned from so many people before. And to come here, put in the work here, and deliver on that goal that we had, it's so special. It's so special for this school. It's special for this team. It's special for past teams. We've all heard from alumni. We've gotten to talk to a lot of alumni this year that have helped us to bring that trophy back to where it belongs. And yeah, I think it's really, really a special thing.
How meaningful is it to you that the legacy of this team is going to be that of an all-time great one?
Yeah, no, I mean, legacy that's a great word, and there's so many people that came before us, and that's been a really big theme for us this year, is that we want to do this for the legacy of what it means to be a Trojan, especially on this women's water polo team that has a history of winning. And we didn't want to be a team that leaves, or we didn't want to be, people that leave this school without bringing that winning legacy back. And I think all of us are just really happy that we were able to do that for so many people, for our families, for the Trojan family, alumni, our friends, everyone.
Well, once again, thank you so much for stopping by. And Anna Green, everybody, a national champion now. And back to you guys.
The win marks the 8th national championship for Trojan women's water polo, and more broadly, the 139th national title for USC.
Several Trojans will be going to a new team come fall, but this time they'll have achieved their dreams of playing professional football and will be playing in the NFL. In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles selected Makai Lemon with the 20th overall pick. Lemon was originally on the phone with the Pittsburgh Steelers until the Eagles swooped in and traded up with the Dallas Cowboys to land him in Philly. Wide receiver Jacoby Lane was selected by the Baltimore Ravens in the 3rd round with the 80th overall pick. Lane will now be another key asset for the Ravens offense and will be an end zone threat for Lamar Jackson. Safety Kamari Ramsey was selected by the Houston Texans in the 5th round with the 141st overall pick. Ramsey will now be joining some other Trojans in the Texans secondary, trying to build on their success from last season. Some other Trojans who didn't hear their name get called on draft night but were still signed as undrafted free agents were safety Bishop Fitzgerald, tight end Lake McCree, linebacker Eric Gentry, edge Anthony Lucas, cornerback DeCarlos Nicholson, and defensive lineman Keyshawn Silver. Some of our draft predictions were right from last week, but what are your guys' thoughts on where these Trojans landed?
You know, I honestly thought that Mekhi Lemon was going to the Ravens. I kind of had it flipped a little bit. I could have saw. I had it flipped a little bit. Jacoby, I really like that pick. I think he'd be great for Lamar Jackson.
That's good.
Like you said, more consistency and reliability.
And Lamar hasn't really had that outside threat so much during his career.
And now Mekhi to the Eagles, I love that.
They found their other receiver that they've been looking for.
Oh my goodness!
And once AJ Brown goes to the Patriots, they got a guy right there.
And imagine if he doesn't go to the Patriots. Look how many threats you got.
That receiver room is stacked. But for Lamar Jackson, I mean, Jacoby Lane, he has somebody who he can depend on. His receivers kind of failed him in the playoffs over the last couple of years. And for a guy like that can go up and get the ball whenever he wants, is going to be a real key
honestly,
asset
too,
for
if
him.
I'm Kamari Ramsey, I'm really excited. Obviously, the Houston Texans had the best defense. They allowed, I think, just over 275 opponent yards per game last year. They play very versatile, right? And Kamari Ramsey has shown that. Played some in the box, played some nickel. Like, they're really going to need that. It's really a deep defensive back room for the Texans. I think it'll be really fun to see where he fits in there and how he backs those guys up.
And for the secondary, I mean, it was the 6th best secondary defense last year in the NFL. So.
Lowest blitz rate in the league.
Yeah,
can you believe?
They're pretty good. To be reckoned with. I mean, what's their nickname? Border Patrol. He'll be adding to that. I think that's what they call him. But USC is one of the only schools to have a player drafted every year since 1939. But now let's send it over to Terrence for his top picks from the draft.
Well, with another NFL draft in the books, I have my own thoughts on who had the best picks this year. So starting off, it's Jets first rounder Omar Cooper. Now, the Indiana receiver in the national title winning season had over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. And I love this pick for New York. Cooper is a big physical receiver who makes otherworldly catches and is a massive red zone threat. You're seeing it right now when they throttled Oregon. Loved that. But the Jets wanted to surround people like Garrett Wilson with all these weapons, and Cooper was a great pick. Next up, let's talk about Arvell Reese. Somehow ending up at pick 5 to the Giants. The Ohio State linebacker, who I personally had mocked going number 2 overall, fell down to New York, and boy, should Giants fans be excited about this guy. He gets to the quarterback at an incredible rate, and Reese fancies himself as an edge rusher. As you can see, he's pretty darn good at it. But the reason I love this pick for the Giants is this guy can play almost anywhere. And the Giants are truly getting a utility linebacker. But let's talk about my favorite pick of the draft. Let's talk about his teammate, Caleb Downs. Now at pick 11, the Cowboys getting my favorite player, and the fact that the Giants didn't take him at 10, allowing their division rival to grab him is absurd. This guy's a phenomenal tackler, playmaker, possibly most importantly, leader. Dallas desperately needed a leader on defense, and boy, did they get one. But that's all for my favorite picks of this year. We'll see how these guys fare in the NFL.
Coming up, USC men's basketball anticipates the return of Elijah Arenas for his sophomore season. And in a week loaded with tournament action, we'll break down our top plays by USC competitors. It was a week full of USC sports action, and Campbell is here to break down all the top plays. Campbell?
Thanks, Nikki. The school year may be winding down, but it seems like the USC Trojans are just heating up. It was a jam-packed stretch for the Cardinal and Gold, so let's break down my top plays of the weekend. Now, coming in at number 3, you have 2 men on base, and Adrian Lopez gets just under the pitch to claim a 3-run home run and put the Trojans up 10-3, eventually winning this game 11-4 and sealing the sweep over Purdue. This win this weekend kept their streak alive, sweeping every series at home this season. Now at number 2, let's check out Jasmine Ku's historic performance at Big Ten Women's Golf Championship, where the sophomore became the first Trojan to win an individual Big Ten title. With a bogey-free back 9 and shooting 4 under par, she etched her name as easily one of the best Trojan golfers to date. Her teammates Bailey Shoemaker and Elise Lee joined her in the top 10 performers of the tournament and helped USC secure the win and bring home the gold. Last but certainly not least, now at number 1, in a nail-biting national championship, we have USC and Cal, and Rachel Gazagina finds the back of the net here to create a 2-goal difference that ends up sealing the deal, helping the Trojans take home the national championship 10-9 over the Bears. Now, the storylines this weekend were absolutely thrilling, but the drama did not end there for the Trojans. Nikki, what can you tell us about it?
Thanks, Campbell. Rising sophomore guard Elijah Arenas initially declared for the NBA draft, but withdrew that decision to stay with the Must Bus and help the Trojans get back on the road to success. Arenas spent the first 18 games of last season sidelined after a knee surgery and made his return to the hardwood in January, showing off that 3-level scoring and garnering Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors after a career-high 29-point performance against Indiana. For the 2025-2026 season, Arenas averaged just over 14 points, around 3 rebounds and 2 assists per game, 34.1% field goal shooting, and that 29-point career high at Indiana. Take a look at the potential starting 5 for the Trojans next year. Arenas, Rice, and Kofi returning. Also, keep in mind USC is bringing in 3 McDonald's All-Americans in Darius Ratliff, Adonis Ratliff, and Christian Collins. We've got an idea of the Trojan starting 5. What do you guys think their keys to success are next season?
I mean, the first one obviously is staying healthy. That was a big thing this season, and then Rodney Rice was injured, so staying healthy is key. Elijah Arenas, we missed him for like the first part of the season, but also just having more balance in their roster and their lineup, more depth on their bench, because we saw how many struggles that the Trojans had offensively. Elijah Arenas was carrying half the time, so they need more offensive balance as well.
I like that balance idea, because how many of these guys are 1A guys, right? How many of these guys are used to being the guy, capital T, capital G, right? I'm really interested to see how they'll play together and what roles they'll take on in such a star-studded offense.
Yeah, and to add to staying healthy, it's staying consistent. And if they can get one more experienced big man besides Kofi, obviously they had some guys leave the transfer portal. But I mean, Rodney Rice, a guy that could get 20, Elijah could get 20. They just brought in KJ Lewis, averages about 14 points. So they have a lot of depth on this bench. And Christian Collins, top freshman that's going to be here at USC. And for them, it's how you build around that and maintain the level of execution that they kind of struggled with last year. I mean, they got off to a hot start, but then it dwindled down towards the rest of the season. So you got to stay up.
And also just maintaining that consistency in the second half as well. Like we saw this year coming in, we were excited about the lineup, the roster. Then they lost Chad Baker-Mazara, and then they struggled in these second halves, losing by 1 point to Oregon, like stuff like that.
That losing streak to end the regular season, heartbreaking.
8-game losing
streak. You know
streak.
what I mean? Cost them a tournament appearance. But either way, strong returners and an incoming wealth of talent will make the Trojans an exciting team to watch next season. Well, it is a sunny day in Southern Cal, but we're still looking to Kyle to break down this week's 5-day forecast.
That's right. Now, as we're winding down the season of USC athletics, we still have some games this week. So on Friday, USC women's beach volleyball will be looking to cap off their season as they'll play in the NCAA championship. Then on Saturday, track and field will be coming out hot off the blocks and will try to defend home turf against crosstown rival UCLA. I mean, you see the girls getting up over the hurdles, trying to maintain that level of dominance against the Bruins. And then on Sunday, men's golf will be back out on the links in North Plains, Oregon, trying to have the lowest score to come out on top in the Big Ten championship. They've been phenomenal all year, so they'll be looking to cap that off. And then on Monday, it'll be a study day across across campus because, there's still students on this campus and everyone still needs to graduate along with these athletes. But the action will resume back on Tuesday as USC baseball will play Cal State Fullerton following a 3-game homestand against Rutgers this weekend at Dado Field. And for one last time this semester, let's now send it over to Casey and Terrence for Trojan of the Week.
Well, in the immortal words of Anakin Skywalker, this is where the fun begins. For the final time this semester, I'm Terrence Holton, he's Casey Kasner, and for my last ever Trojan of the Week, it's Trojan of the Semester, and I have the clear correct pick. Give me the national champion, Emily Osmus. Osmus led USC women's water polo in goals and points en route to the Trojans' 7th national championship and USC's first title in 5 years. Additionally, she took home last night Best Female Athlete at the Tommy Awards, Casey, something that you were at.
That's very true, Terrence. Time to destroy you, though, in your last ever show before retirement. Speaking of destroying, Augie Lopez certainly destroys baseballs. Hitting a 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball is one of the hardest things to do in the world, and Lopez makes it look easy. Let's run the numbers, though. Augie has 14 homers, which has already matched the team lead from last year. He's the only qualified Trojan with an OPS over 1,000, has hits in 6 of his last 7 games, mind you, 4 hits and 2 home runs against UCLA as well, and has been the power bat USC needed after losing some key departures like Ethan Hedges and Braden Dowd from last season.
Yeah, now, Casey, I hate to put you on blast real quick, but you have picked baseball too many times. Here at Trojan of the Week, we like to preach picking different sports and really getting that. And Casey, this is now your 6th time.
Where's the fine print?
This is your 6th time picking a baseball, and I got to call you out. So for that, I'm going to start it off real quick.
Well, you don't watch baseball, so you wouldn't know how to comment on it.
You have taken them too many times, including the 3-week stretch where you took them 3 weeks in a row.
Is that your only argument?
Absolutely not, because I picked the national champion winner. I picked the leading scorer for the Trojans.
Got carried by Anna Reed.
She had 2 goals in that game. She led the Trojans this season in goals, as well as she won MVP of the tournament.
You know who leads the Trojans in home runs? And also, can I just say something really quickly? Can I just say something really quickly?
I don't. You're entering my personal bubble.
Well, the national championship argument is completely irrelevant because baseball hasn't played in one yet. The season's not over yet, so baseball could.
So it's a problem that Emily Osmus played in the national championship and won. By the way, already off to World Cup training. She's not even here right now.
There's no World Cup of baseball in college baseball. So that's also an irrelevant argument. We have to mediate it.
But anyways, here's the thing. When you're picking someone who's going to win a national title and who leads the team in goals, also points as well, that is Emily Osmus. The better team, that's who she plays for. Once again, I choose someone who plays against the better teams, plays on the better team.
You're assuming that USC baseball can't win a national championship.
His words, not mine. His words, not mine.
Do you have a crystal ball? Who leads USC baseball in home runs?
I'm just saying, who has USC really beaten? That's an impressive team this year. It's a fine team. What about when they play the great teams? What about when they play the Oregon States, the UCLAs? Not like Emily Osmus, who goes up. They got swept by UCLA. Who goes up and stands up to the challenge.
Lopez had 2 home runs.
That's who Emily Osmus is.
It's not team of the year, though. It's Trojan of the year.
I was just saying
Augie Lopez had 2 home runs against
Emily Osmus.
UCLA.
I was saying Emily Osmus, and they beat the best teams in the country.
What's the problem with me picking baseball? You don't even watch it.
Because you pick it so many times.
What's wrong with that?
We're all about different sports. Yes, that's what it always is. Thomas Johnson would have never let this happen.
Well, Thomas Johnson is retired. You're going to be retired in a few minutes. Well,
all right.
As much as I hate to say it, it's been a pleasure to be with Terrence for the past year. I'm going to miss you. Good luck in your career, and I hope I get invited to your wedding if you have one ever.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I'm kidding. He's, of course, going to have one. Next on Sports Scene, Alyson Felix is going to be back on the track, hopefully. And the NBA draft may see some changes with some new tanking measures. We'll break it all down on Sports Scene.
USC alum, decorated 11-time Olympic medalist, and mother of two, has announced her comeback for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Despite all of her accomplishments and being from Los Angeles, Felix has never had the opportunity to compete at the Olympics in front of her home fans, an experience powerful enough to draw her back. As she stated, "This is a once-in-a-lifetime homecoming." Now, if LA 28 wasn't exciting enough, it just got a whole lot better. Kyle, Nikki, how are you feeling? I'm very excited. Excited to see her come back, or to see just her make her mother 11-time Olympic gold medalist.
I wasn't expecting that.
7 gold medals, but yeah.
I'm still a gold medalist. I wasn't expecting her to come back, especially out of retirement. But you know, it's LA 28. You only live once. Why not? I mean, she might dominate the whole meet. So we'll see what happens. I mean, she's capable of doing it. She's done it times before. So
yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not like they're giving her an automatic bid. She's going to have to compete for it like everybody else. And I think it's maybe emblematic of a larger trend we're seeing, more and more players playing into their late careers, right? Playing into their 40s. Obviously, Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl in his 40s. LeBron out there down the street competing, right? In the Western Conference right now, right? So I think it's really cool to see this shift, maybe like in sports medicine, to see how people have been elongating their careers like this. But I think this is good for the game.
But I love that she's also showing that just because you're a mom doesn't mean you have to stop going after your goal, your dream. Like Sydney McLaughlin, she's currently pregnant.
Naomi
but who knows
Osaka.
if she'll come back? Yeah.
It's been a trend. Keep playing until you can't really do it no more unless your body tells you something. I mean, look at LeBron and look at her. She's going to be back. So it's going to be exciting to watch her.
It's going to be very exciting.
I'm going to be glued to the TV. That's
certainly.
Me too. It is going to be exciting to see Felix make her return to the track and attempt to make history by coming out of retirement at 40 years old to train for the 2028 games.
The NBA draft will be having some new rules after many were unhappy about how the draft went last year. This one is being referred to as the anti-tanking draft coming up in 2027. The NBA draft will follow a 3-2-1 lottery system, and the lottery would expand from 14 teams to 16 teams with flattened odds and a relegation zone penalizing the bottom 2 teams, resulting in fewer chances to get the number 1 overall pick. This is obviously a new look for the NBA, but do you guys think this is going to solve the tanking problem?
I don't think it's going to solve the problem. I think it's a great new addition. I don't think it's solving the problem at all. I love that there's a step forward, because I think when teams try to lose on purpose to get the number 1 pick, it just kind of takes away the fun, unless they're just not having a great season. But I don't think it's solving the complete problem.
No, because now I'm gaming to be the 4th worst team in the league. Like, they're shifting the rules, but I think it's sort of like a flights of fancy sort of thing. Everybody's upset with this right now, but honestly, if I'm a team that's hoping to get the number 1 pick, then I just know that the parameters have changed from my requirements.
Now you're
going to
try to figure it out in a different way.
I just don't have to be as bad as these guys.
Sort of confused as to, like, if you're one of the worst teams, you have fewer chances to get the number 1 pick.
Like, what if you're actually the worst team?
Like, the whole point of the draft is for, like, the bad teams to get a chance to redeem themselves and become a winning organization. But if you keep the bottom at the bottom, you're not going to have no, like, transparency in the NBA for other
the bad teams
to
stay
try and
bad.
Win. So I don't know what they're going to do with this. It starts next year, but this year, I mean, they only had 71 players that declared for this year's NBA draft, which was very low in comparison to last year. So a significant decrease after last year only having 106 entries. But this might be the answer to Adam Silver's problems.
Where has time gone? That's a wrap on Sports Scene for this semester. I'm Alana Morgan.
I'm Kyle Loke.
And I'm Nikki Thomas. Make sure to follow ANN Media Sports on Instagram and X for all of our USC sports coverage. We'd like to thank Tom, Bobby, Stacy, and Rob for all of their support, our entire crew in the control room, and of course our graduating executive producer, Anthony Bettino. Cheers to a fantastic season of Sports Scene.